Jeff.
What is up, everyone? Happy freedom and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans. I'll read through the schedule really quick and then we'll make sure everything is running smoothly. There's no White House Press Briefing today. No KJP. I know you guys are deeply saddened by that. We'll be starting off with a video titled Portland Residents Sound Off on City's Plans to House Homeless Community. Got $50 million doll hairs to build little fishing huts. Keep drug addicts and homeless people in. I don't know. Making drug addict homeless communities. It's not a drug house, it's a drug home. Then we have a video titled Crews Work to Demolish Remains of I-95 Overpass. Working to get things fixed over there after it mysteriously wrecked itself. The tanker truck caught fire and all of a sudden, bridge is no more. The overpass is gone. I don't know. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It seems a little strategic. Then we have a video titled Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office says number of drivers driving high increases. This video is like straight propaganda. I mean, they probably are catching people driving high. But I remember when that stuff happened here when Michigan had first went medical for medical marijuana and all that stuff. People are just ignorant. I don't think people understand the law, and that's to do with raising awareness of how the laws work and stuff more than people intentionally driving high. I don't know. We'll see when we get into it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Causing mass hysteria. Then we have a video titled Manatee County man who hit and killed a 7-year-old is handed the maximum sentence, who just coincidentally was a meth head. So, I mean, finally some justice, some accountability being handed out. That's always nice. Then we have a video titled Don't Bother Me. Pelosi gets snippy with reporter when asked about old man Walter's age. She's mad. Just hand her a hammer. She'll be fine. Then we have a video titled 14-year-old boy shot while near sidewalk in Garfield Park. Just, some more Chicago shenanigans. And then we'll be wrapping things up today with Texas governor sends busload of migrants to L.A. I don't know why they call them migrants. They're not migrants if they're here, and they're not supposed to be. We'll have to word it like that. I gotta be careful how I word things because YouTube's always watching. Border crossers and migrants are not the same. Either way, that's what's on the schedule for today. Let's make sure the chats are running. What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Slide Dog? What's up, Gregory? What's up, Distracted? What's up, High Plains Drifter? What's up, Robert? What's up, Anthony? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Ipso? What's up, RS? What's up, Annette? What's up, Cindy? What's up, Ghost? Appreciate you guys all being here. Let's see. Distracted? No, I didn't say anything about military being in Hollywood. What's up, Drunken Spider? What's up, Crackshot? What's up, Lion's Heart? Appreciate you guys all being here. Make sure you hit that like button. More likes, more hooligans. Oh, let's pull up the other channel. Totally forgot to do that. I almost forgot to do the thing. Ciao. What's up, everyone on the Jeff Mac Live secret YouTube channel? Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Snooks? Happy freedom, Snooks. What's up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Mr. Beansy Beans? What's up, Grey Wolf? What's up, Two Ruby Shoes? Appreciate you guys being here. Happy freedom. What's up, everyone on Kick? Two Ruby Shoes, you're becoming omnipresent everywhere at once. Appreciate you watching on Kick. I guess Kick's app freezes a lot, so hopefully they work on that. I've only been on Kick through the browser, so I don't know much about the app, but I've had quite a few hooligans tell me that the Kick app freezes up, has buffering and issues like that, but hopefully they'll develop it and work on it. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? What's up, Can Killer? Happy freedom. What's up, everyone on Rumble? Make sure you guys are hitting that like button on Rumble. We don't have a whole lot of competition, so enough likes so we could be on the front page. We've done it before. We can do it again. What's up, Rasta? What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, TJ? Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Serum? vagina. Something like that, Serum, you know, something like that. What's up, 10 Man? What's up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. Klaus Daniels, we ain't gonna do this today. You better go sit down somewhere. He thinks because he's got a fuzzy booty, he can just march around and do what he wants. He can't. Cannot. So we'll be starting today's live with this video titled, Portland Residents Sound Off on City's Plans to House the Homeless Community. Those 50 million doll hairs.
Well, the Washington, D.C. suburbs, the home of the military industrial complex, but Portland, Oregon, that's the home of the homeless industrial complex. Homelessness in Portland is exploding. So what'd the city do? Did they round up the mentally ill and get them treatment? Did they crack down on drugs? Nope. Portland spent $50 million to build safe rest villages for the homeless. They're basically like little Keebler elf towns. They got 4 walls, a roof, a couple bathrooms, washing machines. And this is where they drop 60 homeless in the middle of a residential neighborhood. It's not a treatment center. Nobody's there getting detoxed or getting mental health services. They're still getting high, still stealing, and still raising a ruckus. Hey, neighbor.
This safe rest village on North Syracuse Street is barely a week old, but neighbors say it's already causing issues.
Well, I've seen a lot of more and more of the drug dealers here, and the people are just very blatant. They will actually do the drugs right out in front of us. We have noise going all night long.
Gary says this video taken by a neighbor is just one example of the increase in concerning activity. He tells me starting in the late afternoon, the same cars will show up, and some who live in the safe rest village will approach them.
I don't think they really care about us, honestly. It's just a feeling I have because it just feels like we were just thrown out to the wolves.
The only people the homeless village helps is the people who got the contract to run the homeless village. The group Urban Alchemy got $50 million to run the homeless village or run it into the ground. Angela Todd is the founder of PDX Real, and she joins me now. So, Angela, did any thought go into the fact that if you place 60 homeless addicts in the same place that maybe some drug dealers might congregate there?
All of us in Portland, Jesse, know what the outcome is here with these safe rest villages. This is honestly just a Hail Mary. They have no idea if this is going to work, and it's an indication it hasn't worked so far. Our neighborhoods, every time they set up these type of safe rest villages, it's just a area around it of organized crime and drugs. We continue to look at this housing first instead of looking at our mental health and our drug addiction on Portland streets and trying to get people real help. Well,
they're not actually trying to get them real help because they're getting real money. $50 million to put up a bunch of little tents with a washing machine? Where'd the rest of the money go?
You know, when we were talking about this Safe Rest Village, it's interesting. This is just a fraction of the money. We have hundreds of millions of dollars every year that are pumped into what I call the homeless advocacy cartel. The truth is they do not want solutions. They want to, for life, make these people dependent, and they want to take away their purpose so that they can put it through to these nonprofits and continue to fund the elections in Oregon.
So, Angela, is the IRS, is an audit ever going to happen? Or are they just going to keep washing this money through these organizations and then through these politicians' war chests?
Well, if I and the 100,000 followers that are behind PDX Real have anything to say about it in Oregon, I promise you there's going to be accountability very soon. We are completely just fed up with our government profiting off of people's suffering and saying that they're the compassionate ones. We have people out on the street that are they've let this fester so long, Jesse, that we have people with mental illness and mental health, drug addiction. It almost seems incurable. It is, it's really awful to see this happen to your city. And we are tired of the government solutions. One of the most egregious things I wanted to say is that they are looking to diagnose people with substance use disorders so they can get a federal Medicaid waiver For 6 months, they're planning on housing them and then apply them for disability for permanent housing for the rest of their life. This proposal, all these proposals, it is the money-hungry cartel of government and their NGOs in the state of Oregon that are profiting from people's suffering.
Well said, Angela, and your group does great work, and I think everybody should support that. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hi, when Brian kill me. I want you to do me.
Well, they're not homeless if they live in little huts with their crack pipes. They don't even have bathrooms. Those blue buildings are like, I don't know if they're permanent bathrooms or if they're porta johns in like little houses. It's like a campground for crackheads. That's what they should call it, the crackhead campground. What about, they said it's in the middle of a residential area, so crime is going to go up in that area? I don't know. I feel bad for people in Portland that don't participate in the nonsense. You go and buy a house, pay your property tax. City brings in the crack campment. Just moves it right next door. Your property value goes down. You got to worry about your house getting broken into, your cars getting broken into, kids getting kidnapped. They might eat your dog. It's messed up. It is messed up. Christine, Third World Banana Republic. That's how we got here. That's how we got here. Drunken Spider. Bathroom is to the left of the bed. Yeah. And they got air conditioning. They're accommodating them in all the wrong ways. Send them to rehab or send them to jail. That'll fix. They're just treating the symptoms. Homelessness is a symptom of being a crackhead or having mental disorder. There's ways around it. Thank you so much, John Costello, for continuing the membership program for 3 months. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Camp Crackhead. That's right, Robert. That's what it's looking like. Drunken Spider, just go on the floor. Yeah, they just roll over. They don't care. They didn't have to pay for it. They don't have to be responsible for it. Free stuff. Socialism's working well in Portland. Tobacco's homeless people don't use bathrooms. They're prejudiced against bathrooms. They've been liberated from houses. See, I'm going to end up getting in trouble. You keep this. Don't egg me on, okay? It's one of those days. It's one of those days. I could keep going. RS, I pay $6,000 in property tax every year in Portland. That's a lot. That's a lot. Most people around here, their property tax, from what I've heard, because I've never owned property myself, is about $1,200 a year. I know somebody that lives on 10 acres of property and pays $1,200 a year. It's a little bit too much out there. $6K for Portland. That's rough stuff. Bombay man, Portland is a dump. I heard it was a nice place. There was a few hooligans that, in the beginning were like really defending Portland, not the protesters, when they were attacking the Justice Center, the federal courthouse. But there's people that were just like, Portland used to be a good place, but they let the protesters take over. Now look at it. It's a dumpster fire. What's up, Susan? Happy freedom. What's up, Impreza? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Mike, for gifting 5 memberships over on YouTube. I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you. If you guys claim a membership, make sure you thank Mike. That stuff is not free. Bubba, my property tax is doubled. Jeez. That's terrible. What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy freedom. Gregory, poop everywhere. Yeah, they're like taking after California. Robert, Washington has already built a bunch of homeless trailers. Big giant fail as well. Washington State or DC? I know DC has a crazy homeless population. Susan, our property tax went up $800 this year. Old man Walter is ruining the country. He's trying to take hope away. They don't want that. They don't want Americans without hope. People without hope are dangerous. Sushi and fries, you're in Portland. You stay safe out there. Is it to you? All the West Coast used to be nice. Not so much now. It's because we got all these corrupt people in charge. Congress needs term limits. I swear, it all trickles down from the top. Congress needs term limits. They devise these plans, and all the new people cycle in and out from all their political positions, and they either get on board with the agenda or they get pushed out. And if Congress wasn't able to be Congress for 70, 80 years, they wouldn't have these long-run agendas. If you look at any federal documents that have come out because of the FOIA Act, You can see stuff from 50 years ago that is just in our face today. Saying like they want Americans to have GPS on them so they can keep track of Americans. Now we all have one of these. They were talking about that like in the 50s and 60s, trying to find devices to keep track of Americans, and now we have cell phones, and we're happy to have them. That's the thing. They spend so much time working on these agendas that they don't just come up with a way to roll out the agenda. They roll it out in a way that we want it, to happen to us. Like, look at the gun rights people. They're teaching all the kids that school is a dangerous place and that we need to do away with firearms. And so then they become 20 years old and now they're protesting and they're like, yeah, take our gun rights away, keep us safe and take our rights away. Like, what do you mean? But they're going through the brainwashing system. The agenda's rolling out for them. It's messed up. It is messed up. Glenn, the guy in the White House, yeah, you're right. You're right, old man Walter. It's in the wrong house. What's up, Crystal Blue? Thanks for being here. Happy Freedom. What's up, Cheeky Chops? What's up, Girth? Happy Freedom Soul for real. What's up, Grateful Ed? Appreciate you guys rolling in. Pesky, in California, your electric bill is rated based on your income. Wait a minute. Is CA California or is that Canada? Earn more, pay more. You know, it's messed up that things are that way. The more you make, the more you got to pay. I mean, I understand in certain instances, but now your bills and stuff should be based off your consumption. Like where I live, if you make more than $42,000 or something, they'll evict you. I'm like, what? Why wouldn't you want your residents to make a bunch of money so they can pay their bills? No, they got a cap. You make too much, boom, you're getting kicked out. Sucks. What's up, Glenn? What's up, Flyman? Happy Freedom. Like the Xbox scanning your whole house. Yeah. Yeah, we don't even understand the majority of our devices, and we got tons of them. They're just monitoring us, and we're happy to have them. We're happy to have them. What's up, Caboodle? Happy Freedom. Pesky, California. Okay. I thought so. I thought it was California, but I think Canada also goes by CA. So I just want to make sure. You never know. We got Canadian hooligans too. Frabber J, PsyOps. Always got to keep those PsyOps running. Ken, love watching the FBI director get his ass chewed. Yeah, I would like to see some accountability. What's up, T. Lawton? Happy Freedom. Captain Seamus, the higher your credit score, the more Brandon wants your interest rate to be. We're in the opposite world. Yeah, like if you're trying to buy a house or whatever, if you got bad credit, well, we're not going to make you pay as much. What? You don't know how to spend money? So what? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Appreciate you being here, T. Lawton. Impreza, Canada goes by commie. Yeah, not the Canadians, just the government. Let's see, flipping through the chats really quick. What's up, Ball? Happy Freedom. Thanks so much, Mr. Beansy Beans, for the bits. I appreciate you, Mr. Beansy Beans. You're awesome. Seattle used to be beautiful. Now it's a crap hole like Portland. Yeah, you gotta be safe out there on the West Coast. Two Ruby Shoes, your Texas property tax is $5,000 a year. Wow. Keep track of the border crossers, not us. That's what they need to do. Maybe that's why they started handing them iPhones and stuff. They were like, so we want to make sure you appear in your court date 7 years from now. Here's an iPhone. Give you a bus ride to New York. What? What's up, Gonzo? Happy Freedom. Cheeseburger all ready for a NATO thing. Yeah. I don't know. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to things that happen overseas. I know it's all over the news, but I see so much news that when I'm not working, I'm not reading the news. It's just the way things are. All right, we're going to move on to this next one titled, Crews Work to Demolish Remains of I-95 Overpass. This whole deal is, I don't know, it just seems suspicious to me. And in this video, they're going to mention that they expect prices to go up because truck drivers and stuff have to travel farther now to go around where the incident is. on the freeway. So they think it's going to make prices go up. And I'm wondering, was that strategic?
We turn now to the I-95 collapse. Officials are set to unveil plans to repair the highway in Philadelphia as new video shows the moment a truck burst into flames under that bridge. And Janae Norman is at the scene with the very latest. Good morning, Janae.
Rebecca, good morning to you. Crews have been working around the clock to demolish what's left of that fire-damaged I-95 overpass. And we're getting a look at new video that shows the moment the fire ignited. That tanker truck hauling gasoline crashing and exploding into a fireball early Sunday morning. Locals tell us that that is a very tight hairpin curve that you've really got to slow down to navigate, and that just didn't happen. We've been telling you about the local and more widespread impacts on traffic, but the economic impacts could be felt much farther from the collapse site. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg was here getting a firsthand look at the destruction on Tuesday. He says that consumers well beyond the Philadelphia area could see price increases because it'll cost more for trucks to detour around the collapse site. He vowed to rebuild fast, saying the only thing more important than making sure that it is restored quickly is making sure it's restored safely. It is anticipated that it could take months to replace this overpass, but state
Look at your little microphone.
to announce their plans to rebuild and reconstruct this critical infrastructure later this morning. Michael.
All right, thank you so much, Janae.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
I don't know. Seems suspicious. Like, have you heard anything about the driver? Did the driver die? Did they survive? Were they experiencing a medical emergency? Were they really just driving too fast? Are they being fined? Is the company that caused it being fined? Is there penalties? Nope, bridge is down. Expect to double your drive on the way to work. I don't know. It seems a little suspicious to me. I feel like we don't have the whole picture here. That's a reoccurring thing, though. Snook's driver was found dead. See, I haven't heard anything about the driver. That's the first I've heard of it. What's up, Matthew? Happy freedom. John Costello, did you see the fires coming out of the sewer around the bridge? No, I haven't seen much about the actual fire. I've just seen the destruction more than anything else. What's up, God Rides a Harley? Happy freedom. Appreciate you being here. Crystal Blue, how's Klaus Daniels? He's here somewhere. He was rioting, but I yelled at him and now he's mad. He's mad. What's up, Daryl? Happy freedom. What's up, Freckles? Thank you for letting me know. God Rides a Harley. Booty Judge will fix it. Yep. I wonder if Old Man Walter will go down there. He still hasn't gone to Ohio. They think if they ignore that Ohio stuff long enough that everyone will forget. I don't think everyone will forget. I believe half people will forget. Snooks, you know that Klaus owns you. He does. He does. He runs things around here. Mr. Beansby, all they talk about was Booty Judge. Yeah, they act like he's Captain America when it comes to infrastructure. He's nobody. Just a little dweeb. He's out there dweebing it. What's up, Donna Sparks? Happy freedom. What's up, Amanda? Appreciate you being here. Loyal Justice, it's a setup, 23 trillion for infrastructure, and then they're doing patchwork. These people are sick thieves. Yep. I know. How do you have Old Man Walter out here with Hyena Harris talking about infrastructure and all the great things we're going to do and talking about the railroad? And ever since they were doing those campaigns, I think it was during the winter, it might have even been before winter, now all of a sudden it's like every day train derailments, every day we got factories on fire, and now the overpasses are collapsing due to fire. And I don't know. It's a bunch of nonsense. We got clowns controlling the country. So we're going to move ahead to this next video titled Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office says number of drivers driving high increases. This video, I can't remember what that old video was where they were talking about smoking weed, and it was like a huge propaganda video to make everyone scared. Oh, I can't remember. It came out in like the 70s or the 80s, maybe even before that. That's what this video reminds me of. We'll talk about it after the video. I think they just, I don't know. I think they're making a bigger deal than it is. Now, I'm not advocating for driving high. I think you should be of sound mind, body, and soul if you're going to get behind the wheel. Because I can't stand the way people drive sober, let alone driving drunk or high. Under the influence, we'll say that. But I think that they're like roping too much into this video. Here in Michigan, it started off as medical marijuana. Then it turned into 21 or older, recreation or whatever. But while that's happening to your state, there's so many people hating on it. And there's no awareness being spread of what the laws actually are. They post it on the state website and you can go look, but we talk every day about how much people love to read. And so I remember here seeing people walk down the street smoking weed, driving down the road smoking weed, rolling up in parking lots at work, coming into work smelling like weed and being high and stuff like that, having weed on them while they're at work. It's like, what are you doing? Well, it's legal now. I can do whatever I want. No, you can't. You need to go read the law. But people who smoke weed don't usually do a lot of reading. Most people in America don't do a lot of reading. So then nobody knows. Well, then you're watching the TV, you're reading the newspaper, you're gossiping with people in town. Well, these people are all hating it. So on the news and all this stuff, they're like, oh, the state's going to shit because, we got legal weed now, so da-da-da. And they never express what the laws are. So if you don't get off your lazy ass and go read the laws, you don't know what the laws are. And so then everybody's just assuming what they can do. And so now you got news videos like this where they come out and they're like, oh, the weed's out here killing everybody. No, it's not. It's just really ignorance. That's what it is. The loudest people in the room are not spreading awareness about what the laws actually are, what you actually can do and what you can't do. They're not spreading awareness. They're just demonizing weed and people who smoke weed. And again, I'm not advocating for driving high or anything like that. But come on, man. Putting the blame in the wrong place. And I have seen exactly what they're talking about where, a driver gets pulled over and they just hand over their weed card and they're all high and they're just like, yeah. Officer says that they can go do blood work to see how high you are. No, they can't. All they can do is tell if you have weed in your system. So if you go 28 days without smoking and you haven't been hardcore detoxing, it's going to look like you got weed in your system. They can't just take your blood and go, oh yeah, he's about 75% high right now. Like, that's not how things work. They can just determine if it is in your system or if it's not in your system. Because here in Michigan, they were trying to come up with ways to test drivers. They were going to start programs to where they would just pull over random people to give you a test to see if you would test positive for being under the influence of weed. The majority of ways that they catch you driving high is you admitting to it. You say, yes, I was smoking. You say, yep, my eyes are all red. You're laughing at yourself. You're behaving high and you admit to being high. That's how you get caught. There's no test. There's no breathalyzer or anything like that. They can try and swab your cheek and do a test kit, but those are as good as those rapid kits for the plague. I actually just seen a video earlier today about people tricking those so they can get free time off work. It's all propaganda nonsense. People should be more responsible if they're going to smoke weed or whatever. But I don't think it's worse than people taking Vicodin legally and driving, or any other painkillers or things that mood stabilizers, any of that stuff. All of that stuff affects your judgment. So if you can't smoke weed and drive, you shouldn't be popping pharmaceuticals and driving. Well, they don't want to say that because Big Pharma wants everyone on medicine. You got anxiety? We got a pill for that. You feel sad? We got a pill for that. You're a little tired today? We got a pill for that. You can't stand your kids because they don't act right because you're not the greatest parent? We got a pill for that. They try and fix all your problems with medicine. But they don't want to talk about how you're still under the influence of those pharmaceuticals while you're driving. You just have a prescription for it. And that's what gives you the pass. That stuff is nonsense. It's all nonsense. That whole video was like propaganda by some weed haters. It is what it is. What's up, Tam Tam? Happy freedom. Freckles, yep. Scare tactic. Big time. It is. It is. What's up, Atlas? I don't know. And I don't know, people are 50-50 on it. Some people are totally against weed and other people are very pro-weed. But I don't know. That's got to be a blanket thing. If you're against driving high on weed, you should be against people being high on biking in, you know, pharmaceuticals and stuff too. It's not any different. John Costello, you're talking about the orange juice, right? What? I'm not following along. Bubba, Valiums, yeah. Valiums will have you so straightened out, you just hop up on the curb, run over 6 or 7 people, and get back in the road. Go hit the drive-thru McDonald's. Go bring your kid a cheeseburger when you get home. Don't even care. Don't even care. You might even forget. You're like, oh, I forgot I did that. You're watching the news. You're like, that's me. Yeah. I don't know. They're real quick to demonize weed, but they don't want to talk about pharmaceuticals. I don't know. And, you know, I bring that up all the time. I'm against that stuff. I'm against doing pills and all that stuff. I've never done it. I can't even take an aspirin without throwing up blood. So I'm definitely not taking pills for fun and stuff like that. And a lot of people, well, I think a lot of people have anxiety just because of what we've gone through for the last 3 years. I think everybody's got anxiety, especially like social anxiety, and not knowing how to interact with each other. We spend so much time on the internet interacting through social media that when we see people in person, we don't really know how to behave because we're used to just being witty and writing crappy comments and being kind of shitty to each other. And then when you see each other in person, this interaction is going to last longer than 12 seconds. Everybody gets all anxious and stuff. Don't go get medicine to fix it. You're just treating the symptom. Face your problems, overcome them, create goals, and then accomplish them. You do not need a pill to fix you. It's messed up. It's messed up. Yeah, John Costello, yeah. That is what I'm talking about. I heard you can, or the video I seen earlier, they weren't using orange juice to pass the rapid test, or get a positive on the rapid test. They were using Orange Crush, I think, and causing a false positive or something like that. I don't know. Around here, I don't think people can get time off for the plague anymore. I don't think they're still doing that here. But the video, that's what they're doing like every other week. They're like, well, if I test positive, I get 2-3 days off, and I need some time off. So let me do a rapid test real quick. I don't know. It's a bunch of nonsense. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. God Rides a Harley, clean and sober. January 1st, 2015. That's awesome. God Rides a Harley. Heck yeah. Relic. I don't know what that first sentence says. I love 420, but I wouldn't drive on it. Police in Scotland test for it. Yeah. And I mean, I think they do that here too. I think if you get pulled over and car smells like weed and stuff and they're trying to get you on weed, if they can find it in your system, and like I said, it could be 28 days ago, and you still got it in your system, they'll just write you off. Boom, you were driving under the influence. That was a really big deal here for a while in Michigan. Because they were like, well, I could have smoked 6 weeks ago and I'm still going to have it in my system. You're going to say today I was driving under the influence? And the police were like, yeah, we got to pay these bills somehow. We got to take you to jail for some reason. How else are we going to keep the police department open? Gonzo, it's a matter of principle. Yeah, I think so. Again, I don't want people to think I'm advocating for driving high. I'm not. I just think it needs to be all or nothing, and things need to be put into perspective. We have a lot of propaganda around us. We need to get the meat, cut the fat off. Got too much fat, you know. We want steak around here. We don't want the little trimmings. So this next video is titled Manatee County Man Who Hit and Killed a 7-year-old Handed the Maximum Sentence. I don't want bad things to happen to people, but if you're doing bad things to other people, accountability should be handed out. And this guy, he was handed some accountability, and he cried. He cried, but you know, he made his bed. You know the rest.
Photographs. The parents of James Lindsay faced the man who hit and killed their 7-year-old son in a Manatee County courtroom today. And what a moment this was. Aaron Naylor pleaded no contest to a number of charges associated with James's death. But as Fox 13's Kimberly Cuisinart reports for us tonight, the judge gave him the maximum sentence.
Aaron Naylor's sobs could be heard throughout the courtroom. As surveillance video played showing the moment he hit 7-year-old James Patrick Lindsay and his father while the two were jogging in March of 2022 in Palmetto.
I cradled him in my arms on the side of that road after picking him up out of the middle of the road while this man's screaming about himself.
Alex, Lindsay, and James were inseparable. They had just finished a jiu-jitsu lesson before their jog when Naylor jumped a curb and hit them. He was driving in a commercial van, speeding, and had extremely high levels of meth in his system. When Palmetto police tried to arrest him, he ran several times.
There's just a million ways that it could have happened, that I could actually have honest to God remorse and feel that those tears were real.
Naylor pled no contest to multiple charges, including DUI manslaughter, possession of drugs, and resisting arrest. Naylor's mother told the court her son suffered from years of mental and physical abuse.
I would never, ever want to cause the same pain.
Naylor begged for forgiveness.
If I could take my life for his, if that was an option, I would do that. Come on, man. I honestly would.
Assistant State Attorney Garrett Franzen reminded the court this was no accident.
This is an intentional act. He consumed that and got behind the wheel of a car and ran over that kid.
And the judge agreed.
You've been through this before. You've had multiple opportunities to get help. You chose not to do that.
Judge Macario sentenced Naylor to the maximum he could. 24.5 years in prison, a small portion of a lifetime James Lindsay will never have.
You snuffed out the life of a 7-year-old, depriving the world of that young man.
In Manatee County, Kimberly Quizon, Fox 13 News.
Well, James's father also spoke about how his son's death has impacted so many children in their community. The school that James attended has already started an award named after him, and they give it out to children who show kindness and lend a helping hand to others, like James often did.
Well, that's kind of cool at the end there. I didn't realize that when I screened the video. School's trying to come up with a way to make his name live on, but that's terrible. And you see how much that guy weighs. When you hear about people doing drugs, you always assume some ghoulish, scrawny, demon-looking thing. But that guy, he was a heavy boy out there being a meth head, taking a commercial vehicle, hopping the sidewalk, smoking a 7-year-old. Just messed up. Is methed up. He got what's coming to him though. 24.5 years in prison. I mean, he'll probably do, I would hope he would at least do 10. It depends on how his parole goes and stuff like that, because he most likely ain't gonna do the whole 25. They may kill him in jail. It could go that way. It definitely could. Even criminals know you don't mess with kids. Politicians can't seem to get that. This just can't wrap their brain around it. Criminals know you don't mess with kids. Most criminals are criminals because of what happened to them growing up, and they developed into being a criminal. But they still have that little kid inside them that's, crying out for help. And so they know you don't mess with kids and stuff. Because if somebody would have took care of them when they were a kid, they wouldn't be a criminal today. I've been in jail a few times. I've never gone to prison, but I know from experience and from having to sit inside with other inmates, you don't mess with kids. And so this guy, he may not survive it. He may not survive it. Out there smoking meth, runs over a 7-year-old. And then that made me feel some kind of way, because I got a friend that has been doing like jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts his like whole life, since he was like 9 years old. He's like 36 now. And his son is a teenager, and he's got his son into wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all this stuff, and they train together all the time. They're always hanging out together. They're always practicing and sparring and, boosting each other up. And it's awesome, because like we're always talking about how you need to invest in your kids. Don't, raise your kids. Otherwise the government's going to try and do it, and it ain't going to be for the best. And so I'm like very proud of my friend and his kid for all the things they do, and that they pal around, and he's a good dad. And I think that's awesome. But that could have been, my friend out there. They got done with jiu-jitsu. They're out there taking a run, stretching their muscles and whatnot after sparring. Meth head in a commercial vehicle jumps the sidewalk. Life's different now. It's terrible. That stuff is terrible. Gregory, prison's way better than jail. Only Only people that have been incarcerated say that. That is a sure sign of somebody that's been incarcerated. Because when I first went to jail, everybody was saying that too. They're like, prison's way better in jail. Because you actually get to go outside and move around and stuff. When you're in jail, you're just in that cement room and there ain't nowhere to go. That's funny that you say that. Let's see. Atlas, drinking severely limits cognitive and reaction times. All substances do, but drinking absolutely does. Let's see. That's rough stuff. Get some J. Jeremiah, I never did anything except smoke weed, and I don't even drink. Yeah, drinking's not good for you. It's not. Just reading through chat really quick. Girth should have been terminated. We don't need these people. I agree. I mean, there's a chance he could redeem himself. He'll always be someone that killed a 7-year-old. There's still time. Now, I don't think he deliberately tried to take that kid out, but yeah, people who hurt kids, they don't deserve a second chance. Why should taxpayers have to fund them for the next 20 years? Or, well, people who hurt kids don't even get 20 years. They get 2 years. They get 5 years. But why should taxpayers have to fund their life? They should just be, you know, taken out in the public square. Just like we used to do it, like in the medieval days, you know. You get a tweet or something on your phone. Hey, come out to the town square. We got one of those people that hurt kids out there. They're going to be terminated today. Well, guess I'll clear my schedule. We need to get back to doing that. Make examples out of those people. You don't want people to hurt kids? Make examples out of the ones that do. John Costello, you take out a kid, those inmates are going to make his life hell. Yeah, I agree. And they know. They know. When you get logged in, when you get lodged, those inmates ain't got nothing to do but to read the paper and watch the news. As soon as they hear the area you're in, they're just waiting for you to arrive. As soon as you arrive, they know. They've known for days that you were coming. As soon as they see your name or they see your wristband, they see the color of your wristband, they're going to be like, oh, that's the guy that smoked that 7-year-old. And that's going to be rough for him. They're going to have to put him in max where he's alone. John Costello, I'm surprised he didn't say he was a shapeshifter. Maybe that's why he pled no contest. He pled no contest because he got a plea deal. It has to be. Otherwise, he would have just pled guilty and then got the maximum sentence. He pled no contest and still got the maximum sentence. So he must have been trying to get a plea deal and it didn't work out for him. Girth, humans are the only species that coddle the stupid. Yeah, it's very true. God rides a Harley. I can't remember what that's called. That's called something. I've seen that on Faces of Death, pulling people apart by horses and stuff. They might have to bring that back. I don't know. You see what's trending now. Hurting kids is trending now. Activision removed that guy's featured package in the game because he said leave kids alone. They said that's hate speech. What? What? I don't want to live in this world if that's the way it's going to be. You know, kids need to be protected. Number one priority, protect the kids. That's our future. Thank you so much, Cornish, for that $5 donation. I appreciate you, Cornish. Thank you. It would solve a lot of future crimes. Some public display. Make an example out of the bad people so people reconsider being a bad person. Draw and quarter? Yeah. Yep. It's hardcore. It's hardcore, but, you know, can't have people out here hurting kids. Steve, that last line from the judge was tough. Yep. Yeah, they were not holding back. They were giving him it all. And he's sitting there crying. Meth head sitting there crying. Like, nobody feels bad for you, dude. You're one step above homeless. Out here, like, and how did he get the commercial vehicle? Like, that's, I don't know. There's a lot there. There's a lot going on there. Mr. Beans, any more news on Trump? I don't think I have anything today on it. Not today, I don't. There was people talking bad about him, saying that he's really afraid and he's really scared. And when the Orange Eagle gets scared and afraid, he just acts like nothing's bothering him, and he holds a lot of rallies and stuff to keep his mind off what's actually going to happen to him. Blah, blah, blah. That's all the videos I've seen today. That's what they were talking about. It doesn't make any sense, though. He didn't do anything wrong. Not in this case, he didn't. So I don't know whether they're just out there spreading propaganda. Oh yeah, Relic? That's interesting. Just trying to give a little perspective out here. What's up, U-Town? Happy freedom. Tarred and feather, yeah. Back in the biblical times, they used to stone people to death. They'd have the whole town gather up and grab rocks, and you'd sit there and just toss rocks at somebody till they weren't here anymore. Now, that's super barbaric, but times are getting tough. Times are getting tough. I keep smelling fire, but I live in town. It's starting to become concerning. Hopefully nobody in the building is having a campfire in their living room. So we're going to move on to this next video titled, "Don't Bother Me." Pelosi gets snippy with a reporter when asked about old man Walter's age. We're going to skip through the video a little bit. There's a bunch of talking at the beginning, but we just want the steak today. Cutting the fat right off.
When they saw you, some politicians...
Hold up. Do. Look at this old ghoul. Doesn't even look like a real person. It's not. It's a lizard.
Do you think that President Biden's age has finally caught up to him at all?
Absolutely not. I think the president is great. I'm proud to be supporting him, and I don't even know why you asked that question.
Do you think he has the stamina to finish a second term if he were?
Yes, I do, and please don't bother me with such frivolity, okay?
But, Neil, it's not just Democrats that are grappling with an aging frontrunner in 2024. Former President Trump, if he were elected in 2024, by the end of his term, would be the oldest president in history, tied with Biden. Neil?
Well, please don't bother us with such frivolity, Hillary. There's little time here. I just thought you'd got your act together when you got back here. But apparently you're the same old Hillary Vaughn, senselessly chasing these people who are trying to do good. Hillary, great. So it's so good to see you back.
Oh, Pelosi. Slinking along the sidewalk there. Talking about old man Walter. She's got all her faith in him. She calls the shots. She calls the shots. Yep. He's a good little golem. He does what he's told. That's why she supports him. James, I was wondering what happened to the Wicked One. She's still around. Hiding in the shadows like evil Batman or something. And that nasty Nancy. I know. She thought she was really saying something. What's up, Mr. Dog? Happy freedom. Zanzi. Yep. Yeah, she's severe pillhead. I like how the news video, like once they got off Nancy Pelosi, they were like, yeah, well, you know, the Orange Eagle, he'll be the oldest president ever too. You know, that's a thing. Yeah, that's okay. Nobody's worried about that. He's not like falling down on flat surfaces. He doesn't fall up the stairs and then the next day fall down the stairs. There's not a lot of that going on. Yeah, they always want to compare the two. There's no comparison between Old Man Walter and the Orange Eagle. There's no comparison at all. People are crazy. Tom actor in a mask needs to be in prison. Yep. Out there in Gitmo. He doesn't even have to go to Gitmo. They could just take him to the local jail. He wouldn't survive it. Jeb the lizard lady. Yep, she is. Captain of the lizard people. Crackshot. Ancient beings like Pelosi need to protect their own. Yep, I guess. That's what it seems like. Firmest, Nancy hits vodka and gin real hard. Not as hard as her husband gets hit with hammers, though. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. Right next to Jill Handler out there kissing Hyena Harris's husband. That's an image I'll never get out of my skull. Gonzo, talk about being drunk. Yeah. Everywhere she goes. I don't know why they ask her anything at this point. Just waiting for her to fade away. So we're going to move on to this next video titled 14-year-old boy shot while near a sidewalk in Garfield Park. Oh, Chicago. They could just turn things around out there. They must like living that way. Otherwise, people would do something about it. That is unfortunate. And then she said a teenager was shot 2 weeks ago in the head on the same block. The big issue that I've seen when I lived in bad neighborhoods is it's not okay when that bad kid over there goes and does something, but when your bad kid here at the house is doing stuff, then oh, he's innocent. And so people can know of teenagers and whatnot doing bad things, and then they shelter them. They try to protect them from the world. And that's what keeps this perpetuating. That's what keeps it happening. Instead of trying to curb that behavior, they just try and protect this individual that is out there committing crime themselves. That's how gangs grow. I mean, it's like you're aware that there's crime happening and you're just looking the other way. Next thing you know, they're on the news. They either shot someone or they got shot themselves, and then everybody's all crying, oh, he was such a good boy. It's messed up. It is messed up. What's up, Wicked Ways? Happy freedom. I'm trying to figure out what your name is. We'll go with Dio. Okay, and who did it? Yeah, see, and they probably don't know who did it. It's probably another teenager. Gregory, they must love that kind of life. See, and a lot of people don't even know any different because they got that poor mindset. They've been raised by 6 generations of food stamps and blame someone else for our problems. They don't even know any different. I mean, that's not an excuse, but like they don't even realize. Debacles, 14-year-olds are in gangs already and they can't read or do math at a grade level. It's true. It's true. All my friends started joining gangs and stuff when I was 12 or 13. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, stabbing people, kicking in doors, stealing people's stuff. I mean, I had friends that were doing like criminal activity before they ever had their first girlfriend. So, I mean, and I talk about this a lot when it comes to the protesters. When you're young and stupid, all you want to do is be accepted. You want to be validated. You want to be a part of something, which is why young people join the protesters and become professional activists and all that, because they just want to feel like they belong somewhere. And that's why gangs are appealing, is because one, there's strength in numbers. You get bullied by somebody, you fight back, you find out they're a gang, now you just piss that whole gang off, and now you got to watch yourself with anybody with a red t-shirt on. The only way to fight against that is to join the opposing gang, and then now you at least got backup. But then there's infighting inside the gangs themselves. Meanwhile, parents are smoking crack and sitting in the living room not caring about what their kids are doing while their kids are out there running the streets, just being disposable. A lot of times gang leaders are adults, people in their 50s and stuff like that are running the show from a distance. And if you're 14 and you belong with them and something happens, you get arrested or whatever, the only thing they're worried about is you're going to snitch on them. That's it. That's all they're worried about. They're not bonding you out. They don't care that you're in jail. They don't care nothing. You're disposable to them. And it's bad. And it's that bad side of the neighborhood, which happens everywhere. That's what's going on. They got that poor mindset. They need to outgrow it. Hey, I appreciate you, Matthew. Jeremiah, I don't know. Old man Walter, he might live forever. He might live forever. You never know. Guess him, Jay. His defense was they illegally searched his diaper. Right. It's messed up. Generational curses. A lot of people who, you know, are religious and whatnot. That's what catches a lot of spotlight for the generational curses. When you see a family tree just downhill the whole way, you got to be the one to break that curse. Like on my dad's side of the family, there's a lot of stress related illnesses and stuff like that. And so a lot of people on my dad's side of the family are like staying indoors and avoiding people and all that kind of stuff, not really doing a whole lot with their life, just kind of barely getting by until they one day kick the bucket. On my mom's side, they all have mental issues and drug addiction and alcoholism and all this stuff. On both sides, no one went to college. No one graduated high school. Everyone had a ton of kids and didn't take care of them. Not me. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I even when I was a kid and I had to live with that stuff, I didn't want nothing to do with that. So when I got old enough to make my own decisions, I was like, I'm not going to walk that walk. I did for a little bit when I was young and dumb, and I got held accountable real quick. I was 17 for like 13 days when I went to jail. I was the youngest inmate in the county. I don't want to go back. And I did a couple times because I didn't learn my lesson. But eventually I did. And I broke the generational curse. My sister is the same way. We strayed away from that path of going downhill and having that poor mindset and being like, oh, you got to blame everybody else for your problems, or rip someone off when you have an opportunity, cut corners when you have an opportunity, try and fight, cheat, and steal your way to the top. You got to leave that behind. You got to earn that stuff. Make it yours. Don't just take it from somebody else. And some people never learn. Some people don't live long enough to learn. They just don't. The consequences of their actions hit so hard they don't survive it. And I was fortunate enough to get past it. Stigma punk? Nah, I'm not throwing shade at my entire family. I'm calling them what they is. If they was mad, they'd be here in the chat, don't you think? Don't you think they'd be right here in the chat like, hey man, don't be talking about me like that. They know what they are. They know how it goes. What are they gonna do? They're gonna be mad at me? Can't do that when you're, you know, standing tall and shining bright. You can be as mad as they want to. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is true. That's why I'm saying it. I don't have to make it up. It's the real deal. These are life lessons. Hey, I appreciate you, Gonzo. It is hard to do. Now, I was fortunate enough to move away from the area, and I feel like that made a big difference. It's hard to break that mindset. You're just sitting in the same crap hole you've been sitting in the whole time you've been making bad choices. You gotta leave. You gotta go to a new place where you have to start new things. Next thing you know, you realize the way you were living wasn't the way. It happens. I don't know, but I always bring that up because I really wish, when I see these news articles and stuff, I really wish that people would, first of all, be held accountable for what they're doing. Then learn from it. Learn from those mistakes and become better. And if they have kids, teach their kids not to make the same mistakes. Make it real for them. Don't just threaten them with nonsense and they're like, yeah, whatever, Dad. And then they go out there and start smoking crack and stuff. Be real with them. Let them know. Invest in them. I don't know. That's all the advice I got. Welcome to my TED Talk. Mr. Beansy Beans, what are you talking about? I think it's crazy you can say the F word on Twitch, but you can't say the F word on Rumble. That makes me feel some type of way about Rumble's pending censorship. Gonzo, 100%. You got to get away from the evil to see you are not. Yeah, that's probably one of the best analogies. Is you don't realize what's going on until you get away from it. It has something to do with like the law of relativity. Like, I don't know, an example that I see all the time for the law of relativity is like, if you had a bucket of room temperature water and you had a bucket of boiling water, and you stick your hand in the boiling water for, I don't know, 30 seconds, as long as you can tolerate it, I guess, and you take your other hand and you stick it in the room temperature water, it's going to feel like it's freezing because of relativity. The way we are psychologically affected by relativity is why we end up in these poor mindsets, because you feel like you exhaust all your options to rise above all the bad stuff going on, so then the best you can do is participate in it. But when you get out of it, you're changing your environment. The law of relativity changes with it. And so then all of a sudden you realize, like, I don't want to live like, you know, you're like, I don't want to live like that. You got to get away from it, though. You got to get off the evil nipple before you realize that's not milk you're drinking. That's how it goes. I appreciate you, Hillian. You're speaking Serum's language over there. So we're going to move on. I know I'm just preaching you guys to death. You guys are like, I don't care. This next video is titled, Texas Governor Sends Busload of Migrants to Los Angeles. Of course, they're calling it political stunts.
Top story.
I like that they say, oh, it's a political stunt, but they don't acknowledge the fact that those people are here illegally. Doesn't register. Just call the politicians bad names and say it's a political. Oh man, sanctuary cities want to be sanctuary cities until it's time to provide sanctuary. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh, these political stunts by the people on the border. Yeah, sad story. Shouldn't have been out there doing that. Shouldn't have been out there saying that you would take on border crossers if you didn't want to take on border crossers. I don't know. I don't understand it. If you don't like it, close the border. What else can you do? See, like, this problem seems really simple to me. I don't understand why we can't solve it. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Kevin, armed citizens should just go to the border and fire off a few warning shots and see if they get the message. See, and they cannot wait to arrest Americans for doing that. It's so messed up. That's one of the big signs that you know that we're not free, is if somebody was to invade our country, you kind of presume that you'd be able to defend it. This is your home. Somebody breaks in your house. I mean, you're not supposed to defend your house. You're supposed to be defending your life. Same difference. They're coming into the country illegally. You have reason to believe that your life is in danger, and you should be able to defend yourself because of people, invading your country. Nope. They will, if they don't gun you down, they're going to put you in prison for trying to defend the country. That doesn't feel real free out here. It feels like we're restrained and no one else is. People who break the law aren't held accountable. People are just walking in across the border. No accountability at all. Not like nobody even knows where they're going. They just drop them off at the bus stop and whatever happens, happens. Us? No, we have to work. We have to pay taxes. We have to follow the law, even if the laws change, even if the laws don't make sense. Like, even if the law hurts you in one way or another, like what's going on with kids in schools and stuff like that, especially over in California and Minnesota, where they have a travel warning, because if you go over there and your kid decides to go flamboyant or become a shapeshifter, you're not allowed to stop them, or it's child abuse. That's messed up, but those are rules for us. You come here across that invisible line and nobody knows you're here, nah, you're good. Here's free, here's some free Jordans, here's a new iPhone. Where would you like your bus ticket to go? You'll get free housing, you'll be set, don't you worry. The Americans will pay for it. They'll house you. They'll take care of you. They can't take care of themselves. They don't have enough money for their own family, but no, don't you worry. You're here and you're not supposed to be. Free ride for you, bud. You want to go to college? You want a new car? What do you want? We'll get you some dogs. Like, whatever you want, you can have it. You can have the American dream, and Americans will pay for it. It's messed up. It is so messed up. It doesn't feel free around here. I still think serial killers are having a field day, and it just hasn't come up yet because they don't want to talk about it. Because I think the biggest threat to our government and that open border is serial killers fighting with them over their human trafficking. Because the government's letting this happen so they can do what they want with the people who are here that are undocumented because they lost the island. They're not getting kids that way now. They got to get them through the border now. but they're probably fighting off serial killers who are nabbing them up left and right. And we have this like underground war going on for human trafficking and bad things that people are doing. They're fighting the cartels who are supplying it, and they're fighting serial killers, I swear. You'd never know. You'd never know. And they don't want to put it in the news. They don't want to be like, yeah, people are kidnapping these border crossers. People are slaying these border crossers. They don't want to say that. They want to make it seem like, oh, we're helping these guys. We're helping them come here. And then they just nab their little kids on the side, take them out to their new spot now that the island's been raided. It's terrible things are going on around us. We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. We're just waiting for the collision to happen. Every day. Every day. Is the sky falling today? You guys have been warning us for 3 years now. Is today the day? No? Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow it'll happen. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But at least we got Coffee with Hooligans where we can make the news suck less. This is the only way I can cover the news. I can't even stand watching news without you guys. I see things, I'm like, that's messed up. I wish the Hooligans were here to watch this. We make the news suck less over here. Maybe we'll come out with a second t-shirt. I think we already got the Coffee with Hooligans t-shirt. We'll upgrade it. Round 2. Matthew Walters Klingons. Something like that. Well, Hooligans, that's all the coffee I have for today. Is it to you? 85,000 missing kids since the borders opened. Yep. And we talk about this almost every day too. They come across the border, get on the bus, they get off the bus, they're like, hey, where's my kid? Bus driver's like, what kid? Pulls off. What are you gonna do? Nobody knows you're here. How are they gonna find your kid? Nobody knows your kid's here. Have a good day in New York. Have a good day in LA. Welcome to Chicago. And that's it. The government's totally involved with that. They're handling all of this. It's federal workers at the border. It's federal workers who are putting everything in motion, getting them to the sanctuary cities, giving them the bus tickets, giving them the court dates, giving them the phones. The government's handling all of it. It's all federal workers. And then they're like, well, they're missing. The kids are missing. Oh, they are? You know where they are, though. They're missing to us. They're missing to the parents. The federal government knows where they are. They're in Pelosi's basement. It's not funny, but you know there probably is. Pelosi and all them people. You know Hillary's got a few. Because they're terrible people. Those people are terrible people. They're not even people. That's why they get called lizard people. They're awful. They're just demons. Political demons. Well, Hooligans, as I stated, that's all the coffee I have for you guys today. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And we're going to do the spiel deal. As soon as I can find my links here. I'm going to post the links myself. That way I know you guys got them. What's up, K-Love? Happy Freedom. I didn't see you in the chat. You got to tag me. Doo-doo-doo. Wham. Okay, there's the thing. Gave you guys the link. Now take the link over to this page where you can find the link tree. On the link tree, all of my links are listed, so I need you to scroll down and go find Gilded. You should join Gilded. Gilded is free and currently the best way to receive notifications for when and where we go live. Every time we go live, there's a news board on Gilded to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. And there's a ton of hooligans in there to chat it up with, and a chat kind of like you're in right now. So definitely go join Gilded. Also on the link tree, you can find links to the merch store if you'd like to grab some merch. We have shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and a bunch of other specialty items. Everything is displayed in black and white or white and black, but if you find something you like, just click on that item and you can see all the different colors that the item comes in. You can also find links for PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, and Locals if you would like to help support what I do. There's also a link to the Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without having to send emails, find addresses, or keep track of tracking numbers. It's really simple. And then finally, we have links for the membership programs. We have memberships for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. And at the top of the link tree, you can see the link to claim a free week membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's a free week membership. There's no strings attached. We're not going to charge you after your week is up or anything like that. You don't have to worry about it. It's a free peek into what we do over on jeffmaclive.com. With a membership, you'll have access to your own profile for our private social media area. You'll have access to our live streaming area with the built-in chat. And you'll have access to our advanced messaging system with the ability to text call, video call, group text, group call, group video call, and the ability to upload all digital media that's ever existed. So you want to show us your new Fire mixtape, MP3s can be uploaded. You want to show us videos of your cat going crazier than Klaus Daniels, you can upload MP4s, you can have slideshows, all of that. Documents, PDFs, everything can be uploaded over on jeffmaclive.com, and it is completely uncensored because I own the database. It's the freest place on the internet, so go join up with jeffmaclive.com. All right, hooligans, you know what time it is. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans, that's that. We did the thing. We did the thing. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I wonder how many times we've done the Pledge of Allegiance together. We've been doing it for a couple years now. Every time we go live. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Just reading through the chat really quick. What's up, King JB? A little late, but I appreciate you stopping in. Everybody looks good over on the main channel. I think everybody's doing good from what I'm seeing. All right, hooligans. We will be wrapping this up. We're going to be live later today, 8 p.m. Eastern Time for gaming over on the gaming channel. We also show gaming on Kick and jeffmaclive.com. I also made a gaming Discord if you guys would like to be a part of that. That way you'll get live notifications for when we go live with the game. We can post updates about new games coming out and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in video games and hanging out with all the hooligans that play video games, go join up on the Discord. Let me find the link. I know I got it somewhere. Instead of just talking about it, I can send you guys straight there. My long page of links. There we go. So we left Discord because Discord has misinformation policies, and so we wanted to get away from that. That's why we're on Gilded. But with video games, it's just video games, and they have more integration and whatnot over on Discord. So that's why we have a gaming Discord. Join up if you're interested in the gaming. Just thought I would mention it to all of you hooligans. All right. We're good to go. We did the thing. I appreciate all of you guys. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.